From this day forward, their lives will never be the same. Right before Thanksgiving.
The following content contains graphic descriptions and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is the address?
17611 Chagrin Boulevard.
Okay, is this a house or
We're
an
gonna need
apartment?
we're gonna need an ambulance too. I need the police and the ambulance.
Okay, is this a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
And are they both still there?
They're outside. I don't know. I heard her screaming.
Okay, are there any guns or knives involved? Any weapons
I don't
that
know.
you're
I
aware
think
of?
there might be. I think there might be. Please hurry.
Okay, could you just stay on the phone with me and let me know what's going on?
Okay, I have their daughter. I'm inside with the daughter, so I don't want her to see anything.
Okay, yeah, keep her in there and try to stay calm so she doesn't get upset. I'm going to get my guys started out that way, okay? So just stay on the phone with me.
Okay.
Also 78, respond to 17611.
I don't know.
17611 Sugar, and callers advising that her brother is attacking his ex-wife. Yes, ma'am.
He stabbed her and he said she's dead.
Welcome to the Dark Beyond channel, where we explore the most unsettling and mysterious cases from around the world. Join me as I dive deep into the chilling Aisha Fraser case and try to piece together the shocking details behind the judge who stabbed his ex-wife 59 times.
2 people uninjured in there. Here.
3 people.
3 people uninjured?
Yeah, my 2 daughters, and I cannot believe I did this.
In 2018, the world was shaken by the brutal murder of Aisha Fraser, a 44-year-old mother of 4, at the hands of her ex-husband, Lance Mason, a former Cuyahoga County Common Pleas judge. The sheer brutality of the crime, with 59 stab wounds inflicted on Aisha, sent shockwaves through the community and raised questions about the darker side of domestic violence. Domestic violence is a scourge that affects millions of people worldwide, with victims often trapped in a cycle of fear, intimidation, and manipulation. The judiciary, tasked with upholding justice and protecting the vulnerable, has a critical role to play in addressing this crisis. However, the Aisha Fraser case starkly highlights the challenges faced by victims like her, who often feel let down by the very system meant to protect them. In the United States alone, 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence at some point in their lifetime, with many more cases going unreported. The intersection of domestic violence and the judiciary is a complex issue, with many judges and law enforcement officials still struggling to understand the nuances of abuse. This lack of understanding can lead to victims being blamed, shamed, or even criminalized, further entrenching the power imbalance that fuels domestic violence. The Aisha Fraser case is a heartbreaking reminder of the devastating consequences of this failure to address the root causes of domestic violence. In the wake of Aisha's murder, many have questioned how a former judge could commit such a heinous crime, and how the system failed to protect her despite multiple warnings.
So you can get some help, okay?
Aisha Mason.
911, check your police emergency.
Yes, my husband just beat me and threw me out the car. He has my 2 daughters in the car.
Where you at?
Van Aken Boulevard.
Yeah.
And Avalon. She just threw me out the car. Orange Saturn View 2008. I'm afraid he's going to hurt my daughters.
As we delve deeper into this case, it becomes clear that Aisha's tragic death was not an isolated incident, but rather the culmination of a long history of abuse, manipulation, and systemic failures. The silence surrounding domestic violence within the judiciary must be broken. And the Aisha Fraser case is a call to action for us all.
Frank, we told you last night that Lance Mason wasn't allowed any contact with his ex-wife. That was a condition of his early release from prison. Now we've confirmed she also had an order of protection against him. According to court records, Aisha Fraser got that order of protection back in 2014 after police say Mason beat and bit her. Part of the court file includes police photographs showing Fraser's bruised and swollen face. Under the order, Mason was not to be within 500 feet of Fraser. That was supposed to remain in effect until August 2019. But investigators say Mason violated that order Saturday, attacking his ex-wife in front of the couple's children. Fraser was killed. Today, the medical examiner ruled her death a homicide and said she died of multiple stab wounds. So far, Mason has only been charged with felonious assault. That after investigators say he rammed his car into a police officer responding to the murder scene Saturday. However, Shaker Heights police say additional charges are expected in the case. Mason, meanwhile, has been in the hospital since that crash, but we're told he should be released soon. Live in the tech center, I'm 5 on your side investigator Scott Knoll.
The story of Aisha and Lance Mason's tumultuous relationship is one of control, manipulation, and ultimately, fatal violence. On the surface, Lance Mason was a respected member of the community, a judge with a reputation for fairness and integrity. However, behind closed doors, Aisha faced years of emotional and physical abuse, with Lance using his power and influence to exert control over her. The couple's divorce in 2015 marked the beginning of a legal battle that would ultimately culminate in Aisha's death. In the years leading up to the murder, Aisha reported multiple incidents of domestic violence to the police, only to be met with inaction and disbelief. Despite her bravery in speaking out, the system failed to protect her, with Lance using his judicial connections to manipulate the justice system and silence Aisha. The societal implications of this case are profound, highlighting the need for greater accountability within the judiciary and a systemic shift in how we address domestic violence. As the relationship deteriorated, the warning signs grew more ominous. In 2014, Lance was arrested and charged with domestic violence, only to be released on bond. The subsequent years saw a pattern of escalating violence, with Aisha's family and friends begging her to leave the relationship. On November 17, 2018, Lance would finally carry out his deadly threat, stabbing Aisha 59 times in a brutal and calculated attack. The moment of the attack marked a turning point in the case, with the full weight of the justice system finally brought to bear on Lance Mason. However, for Aisha's family and friends, the pain of her tragic loss would linger, a painful reminder of the devastating consequences of domestic violence. The emotional and legal ramifications of the case would be far-reaching, with many left wondering how such a heinous crime could have been prevented. As we reflect on the Aisha Fraser case, it is clear that her tragic death could have been prevented. The judiciary, law enforcement, and society as a whole must take responsibility for their failure to protect her. The case serves as a stark reminder of the need for greater accountability, education, and support for victims of domestic violence. Thanks for watching. If you've been impacted by domestic violence or are looking for more information on how to support survivors, please check out the links in our description box. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to explore more cases like this, be sure to check out our other videos on domestic violence and legal accountability.